We are a group of caring people committed to making a difference for all those who have been affected by the U.S. correctional system, including their families. We know that we can change lives by treating people with dignity and respect, promoting programs and initiatives that work, and shifting the conversation about incarceration.
Prisons to Partnerships is like this awesome opportunity for all of us to come together, share resources, and build connections that help change the whole conversation about incarceration and reentry. We are all about lifting up not just the people directly impacted by the criminal justice system in the U.S., but also the organizations out there fighting for a fairer society. So, if you've been affected by incarceration or reentry, and you're all about creating a better world, come join us in our mission to empower and guide this movement towards a fairer and more just society.
Have you had a second chance, a chance to turn your life around, to go on an entirely different path than the one you were on? I have. I was sentenced to serve 3 years at Rikers Island. During that experience, I realized I had a great opportunity in front of me, and I turned my life around. I began reading, and when I was released, I went to college. I got 3 degrees. I got a job at a college. It wasn't always easy, but I had a second chance and I took it. Have you had a second chance?
I want to tell you that since you might not have ever been inside of a cell, that doesn't mean that you're not affected by it.
Hey guys, let me tell you about this amazing journey from prisons to partnerships. So, back in 2019, Neil Abramson dropped a book called You Can Choose Your Life, sharing his story from troublemaker to transformed dude. He's all about helping people break through those mental barriers. Neil teamed up with Karen Johnson, who knows her stuff in counseling, to run a 10-session program for dudes fresh out of prison. He got a crew together, including Karen, to figure out how to make a real impact on folks dealing with the correctional system. A random meet-up with Judy Flattery at a conference she helped put together, Life Behind Bars, Compassion and Reform, got the team pumped. Judy hopped on board, and the idea for their own conference was born. Fast forward to 2024, Mark Malamud joined the squad, and they officially became a non-profit called Prisons to Partnerships. Their goal? To empower inmates, their families, and loved ones with tools to turn their lives around and make a positive mark on society. They're working hard in state prisons, offering real help and getting involved in mentoring and counseling programs. Their impact has been huge. They've helped out thousands of peeps, families, and communities. They're teaming up with nonprofits and companies to find new ways to help and reach more peeps. In a nutshell, Prisons to Partnerships is making waves, changing lives, and making a real difference in the prison system and beyond.
I deep down inside understood that this wasn't what I wanted. And then I took this course and it was called MRT, is Moral Reclamation Therapy. And what it did is it helped me realize I was programmed to be who I thought I was, because I realized that if I was programmed to be this way, then I could be programmed to be something different. And what that did is it allowed me to look at different avenues of changing my life, different ways, holistic ways of approaching on how I could change my life, right? And in the science of spirituality, it's modern science, all the research that science has done, mixed with ancient teachings. And with them coupled together, what it did was give me a way to focus in on how I could reprogram myself to stay out. And it helped me with my re-entry into society and not going back.
I'm here now because very recently, at the end of March, my son has been jailed. So first I was in shock. I'm pretty much still in shock, but I was in shock and couldn't talk about it. So now I'm in shock and I'm aligning to a new reality. That's why I'm here, very raw and here in the beginning of a process.
I had no idea who I was. Who was I supposed to be if I wasn't that kid that mask that I was developing and that I was wearing? I was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison, several years of this warfare. I got to a place where the guys on the yard had decided that they wanted to program. They wanted to be left alone and to stay out of all the politics and all the gang warfare. So I started getting help from others who were on that path. The administration asked me to come in and work in the watch office, the program office, and I got to see a difference. And now I see people who are treating me as a human, and I'm treating them as a human. We start humanizing each other. And the guys on the yard that are supposed to be my friends, the ones that I have been through all the stuff for, got stabbed for, went through all the wars, they want me to quit my job. They want me to come onto the yard and carry a knife and wait for the next riot to happen. And yet I go into these classes, I'm looking at it and I'm going, why do my friends want to keep me in prison and my enemies want me to go home? But it was really a paradigm shift. We now want to help each other out of prison.
Please bring to mind that a small group of people from time to time have been the catalyst for a turning point in human history. A turning point in the way society lives, a turning point in the quality of all of our lives. It's a group of people inspired by grace. It's a group of people with selfless courage and called by a godly vision. We are such a group of people coming together for Prisons to Partnerships. Yes, indeed. We come together dedicated to a future of freedom, inspired by grace, with selfless courage and called by a godly vision.
Come join us in this growing community that's all about making a positive impact on the lives of those stuck in the cycle of incarceration.
I first went to prison in July 2019. It seems like a huge, scary place, somewhere no one would ever want to go. It's been almost 20 years since I created my commitment for the world. By 2030, all people will be honored and recognized as family. Little did I know that it was going to show up in prison. I was reconnected to the disparity between the races that I witnessed as a child. People in prison are just like us. They did something wrong and they got caught. There are no bad people. There is trauma and there are impulsive actions. What is the benefit to society when we keep people locked up for long sentences, long after they've been rehabilitated? We need more hugs in prison. What if instead of a place for reform and rehabilitation, prisons became centers of transformation? What would the world look like if there were no prisons?